When life gives you lemons, you make preserved lemons? That could work. Recently I blogged about how the lemon is really on both sides of the culinary fence here. It's all the way down to an insignificant garnish, and it's all the way up to being used in great sauces and desserts. The lemon, though, is capable of more. In Morocco, they embraced this idea centuries ago that you could preserve lemons in salt. I know what you're thinking. We're gonna cut up lemons and salt and put it in a jar and somehow that's gonna be good? Yes, it transforms the lemon into something entirely different, both flavor-wise and texture, and there's a lot of different uses for it. What we're gonna do is slice up some lemons in half. Then in between each lemon half, we're gonna layer a heavy amount of salt. Then as that happens, we're gonna smush it down, technical term, with a spoon to extract some of the juices out of the lemons. Then once we have all of our lemons in the jar, we'll talk about some more flavors that we're gonna add to it and how to store this, and then eventually how to use them. When our jar is about 3/4 of the way full, it's time to add in some more flavor. For us, it's going to be some spices that come from a spice blend from Morocco called Ras Al Hanout. Now, a Ras Al Hanout can have up to 30 spices, and we're not going to go quite that far. We're going to use 3, 1 whole clove, some fennel seeds, and a cinnamon stick that we're going to toast in a pan and then add to the top of our lemons. Now, for those of you that like to measure, salt-wise, when we're preserving our lemons, I use about 1/3 of a cup to 1/4 of a cup of salt, depending upon the lemon size. If the lemons are large, about 1/3 of a cup. If they're medium, 1/4 of a cup. Then once our spices go into the top of here, we're gonna cut 2 lemons in half and take the juice out of those and add that to our jar, give it a little bit of a shake, let the air bubbles come up, and then we'll talk about how we're gonna store our preserved lemons the rest of the way. And once we add in our spices and add the lemon juice, we want to make sure that our whole lemons are nearly completely submerged in liquid after our shaking. If they're not, go ahead and add in some more lemon juice from some fresh lemons. At this stage, it is now time for it to sit at room temperature for 3 to 5 days, giving it a shake every now and then. After that, into the refrigerator for 6 months if the health police are watching, and if they're not, 7 to 8. Then the big question, what can you do with preserved lemons? Well, really, they have limitless culinary potential. You take them out of the jar, you rinse some of that excess salt off of them, slice up the lemon rind, into cream sauces for pasta, on the top of a fresh fish, all kinds of outstanding applications, which you know we'll do some recipes for in the future, right here on the Gardeneers YouTube channel.